I'm giving you a mushroom omelette today, and a little green salad, and an apple.
How kind you are. I'd be lost without you. It's true, I'd flounder without you. I'd fall apart. Well, I'm falling apart as it is, but without you, I'd stand no chance.
You're not a bad man. You're just what we used to call a loudmouth. You can't help it. It's your nature. If you only kept your mouth shut more of the time, life with you might just be tolerable.
Allow me to kiss your hand. I owe you everything. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you, what are you making there? A winding sheet? Are you going to wrap me up in it when I conk out? You better get a move on, I'm going fast. Where are they? 2 sons. Absent, different, and their father dying.
They were good boys. I've been thinking about how they used to help with the washing up and the drying, the clearing of the table, the washing up, the drying. Do you remember?
Do you mean in the twilight? There's soft light falling through the kitchen window, and the bell ringing for evensong in the pub round the corner. But they were bastards! Both of them! Always! Do you remember the time I asked Jake to clean out the broom cupboard? I told him, okay, I admit it, I didn't ask him. I told him it was bloody filthy, and that he hadn't lifted a little finger all week. Nor at the other one. Lazy, idle layabouts. Anyway, all I did was to ask him quite politely to clean out the broom cupboard. This defiance! Do you remember the way he looked at me? This defiance! And look at them now! What are they now? A sponging pair of parasitical ponces! Sucking the tit of the state! Yeah, sucking the tit of the state! And I bet you feed them a few weekly rupees from your money box, don't you? Yeah, because they always loved their mother. Well, they helped her with the washing up, yeah? Oh, I've got to go over to the common. Stretch my legs. Watch a game of football, rain or shine. What was the name of that old chum of mine? He used to referee amateur games on the common every Sunday. Charming bloke. Subject of scorn, though. They treated him like shit. No decision he ever made was adhered to or respected. They screamed at him. They shouted at him. They called him every kind of prick. I used to watch it in horror from the touchline. Oh, I can still remember his impotent whistle. Blows down to me through the ages, damp and forlorn. What was his name? Now I'm dying and he's probably dead.
He's not dead.
Why not? What was his name?
Ralph.
Ralph?
Yes.
Ralph. Even if his name was Ralph, he was still the most sensitive and intelligent of men. My oldest friend. But pathologically idiosyncratic, if he was anything. I mean, he was reliable enough when he was sitting down, but you never knew when you were with him when he was standing up, when he was on the move, when you were walking down the street with him. He was a reticent man, you see. He said little, but he was always thinking. And the trouble was, his stride would keep pace with his thoughts. If he was thinking slowly, he'd walk as if he was like wading through mud, like crawling out of a pot of apricot jam. But if he was thinking quickly, he was like greased lightning. You couldn't keep up with him. He was over the horizon in a flash. Well, you were down on your knees in the gutter. Always had a lot of sympathy for his sexual partner, whoever she may have been. I mean, 1 minute he'd be berserk, up to 1,000 revolutions a second. And the next minute he'd be grinding down to the most appalling halt. He was his own natural handbrake. Poor girl. There must be easier ways of making ends meet. Leaving him aside, if you don't mind, for a few minutes. Where's Maria? Why isn't she here? I can't die without her.
Oh, yes, you can. And you will.
Think of the past. We were all so close. Think of the months I betrayed you with her. How could she forget? Think of the wonder of it. I betrayed you with your own girlfriend. She betrayed you with your own husband. As she betrayed her own husband and me with you. She broke every record in sight. Oh, she's a genius. And a great fuck.
She was very charming and attractive woman.
Then why isn't she here? She loved me, not to mention you. Why isn't she here to console you in your grief?
She's probably forgotten that you're dying, if she ever remembered.
What? What? I had her in our bedroom, on our bed, once or twice. I was a man at the time. Of course, you probably have her in the same place. In our bedroom, on our bed.
I don't have people.
You've had me.
Oh, you? Oh, yes. I can still have you.
What do you mean? Are you threatening me? What, do you have a mind? Assault? Are you proposing to have me here and now? Without further ado? Would it be out of order to remind you that I'm on my deathbed? What's your plan? To kill me in the act like a praying mantis? How much sexual juice does a corpse retain? And for how long? For Christ's sake! The truth is, I'm basically innocent. I know little of women, but I've heard dread tales. Well, mainly from my old mate, Ralph, the referee, but they were probably all fantasy and fabrication, bearing no relation whatsoever to reality.
Oh, do you think so? Do you really think so?
The meeting is scheduled at 6:30. Bellamy in the chair, Pratt, Hawkeye, Belcher and Rausch. Horsful attending. And Lieutenant Colonel Silvio D'Orangerie will speak off the record at 7:15 precisely.
But Horsful will be attending.
Oh, Horsful's always steady on parade. Apart from that, I've done the placement myself.
What are you, the permanent secretary?
Indeed I am. Indeed I am.
Funny Hawkeye and Rausch being at the same table. Did you mention Bigsby?
Why, did Hawkeye tangle with Rausch at Bromley? No, I didn't mention Bigsby.
They were Daggerstrawn at Eastbourne.
What, during the Buckminster hierarchy?
Buckminster? I never mentioned Buckminster.
Well, you mentioned Bigsby.
You don't mean to say that Bigsby has anything to do with Buckminster? Or that Buckminster and Bigsby...
No. I'm telling you nothing of the sort. Buckminster and Bigsby are two quite different people.
That's always been my firm conviction.
Thank goodness we agree on something.
I never thought we were all that far apart.